Alright guys, if you think that Total War and Crusading is a match made in heaven, then you are in for an amazing mod you need to try next. Dei Agminum launched in 2021 starting as a submod of Broken Crescent's Jerusalem Rising, overhauls Medieval 2's Crusades campaign into an ambitious standalone project designed to capture the complexity, faith, and political drama of the late 12th century. So starting with the campaign, the mod sets a clear mission to become the definitive Crusades campaign for Medieval 2. The developers have taken the foundation of the original campaign and rewritten almost everything, renaming factions with historically accurate titles, revamping the user interface, adding new music, portraits, units, and even voice lines. It's a transformation not just of gameplay, but also of immersion. Set in the year 1174 AD, just 3 years before the death of Nur ad-Din and the rise of Saladin, Dei Agminum drops you into a region on the brink of seismic change. In its initial release, the campaign includes major players such as the Kingdom of Jerusalem, Principality of Antioch, the Seljuks of Rum, the Zengids, Ayyubids, and the Roman Empire, each fully structured with historically relevant naming, flags, and mechanics. Also, the campaign map has grown considerably since the early versions of the mod. Version 4.0 added 33 new regions, stretching the map into Greece, Arabia, Libya, and southern Egypt, expanding the battlefield for all sorts of crusading and conquering. These aren't just cosmetic extensions either. The new territories come with custom terrain, climate diversity, and strategic choke points. The expansion of the Nile, the Gulf of Aqaba, the Tigris River includes navigable rivers, which impacts movement, trade, and strategy. There's also unique buildings and wonders that anchor the historical world. Structures like the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, Theodosian walls in Constantinople, and Armenian monasteries in Cilicia not only give public order or religious bonuses, they contribute to cultural identity. The Crusader states now reflect their fragile colonial hold over the Levant with layered religious tension and limited manpower. Likewise, Muslim factions like the Ayyubids must contend with tribal politics and regional contentions. The legacy of the Zengids, the fractured Sunni-Shia relations. Religion has been thoroughly restructured. Beyond the traditional Catholic Islamic dynamic of the original campaign, Dei Agminum introduces Shi'ism as a separate religion with its own mechanics. The introduction of minority agents in future versions will expand this even further. Jewish merchants, Greek Orthodox clerics, and Coptic diplomats will have a role in how religion and politics intersect. Diplomacy and AI behavior have also seen notable changes. The mod scripting enables emergent factions like the Latin Empire and Mamluk Sultanate to appear depending on historical triggers, of course, such as the fall of Constantinople or uprisings in Egypt. Dei Agminum also includes voice packs, where factions like the Ayyubids, Antioch, and the Seljuks now have voices that reflect their unique cultural and linguistic context. In terms of gameplay though, each faction plays very differently. The Kingdom of Jerusalem leans heavily on its limited knightly elite, reinforced by holy orders with special recruitment buildings. The Zengids are structured as a transitional faction, early game dominance with elite Turkish cavalry, but slowly giving way to Ayyubid influence. The Eastern Romans are a late game juggernaut though, with deeply entrenched walls, economic strength, and expensive but powerful late tier units. The campaign is further enriched by custom UIs for each culture group, new loading screens, custom building trees, and dynamic banners that change over time. Some factions, such as the Knights Templar, will eventually be moved to the emergent pool, becoming special crusading powers rather than full factions, adding another layer of historical progression, which I just love to see. Essentially, this is no longer the linear 5-faction campaign of the original Medieval 2 kingdoms. It's a living ecosystem of historical tension where every turn can trigger a regional rebellion, a papal intervention, or a new holy war. Now, on the battle side of things, Dei Agminum sets itself apart through meticulous detail and ambitious reworking of unit assets. From unit models to animation systems, the overhaul is absolute, and as of version 4.0, the mod features more than 70 original unit models, over 180 new textures, and handcrafted equipment drawn from 12th century archaeological sources. The Crusader factions, Jerusalem and Antioch, field tiered knightly units such as Sergeant d'Arms, Turcopoles, and Hospitaller Brothers, they also rely on diverse mercenaries and native auxiliaries to support these expensive units. Armenian spearmen, Levantine skirmishers, and Greek archers form a critical part of their ranks, and this mix reflects the demographic melting pot that the Crusader states historically managed and often struggled to control. Muslim factions like the Ayyubids and the Zengids, on the other hand, utilize nimble horse archers, Mamluk-style heavy cavalry, and Sudanese foot troops. Notably, Saif-style swords were added with unique animations alongside dual-wielding units and stringed bows, which enhance both visuals and historical immersion. These details might seem small, but they transform the feel of combat, especially in prolonged skirmishes and cavalry duels. Finally, we have the Eastern Roman army structure. You'll find cataphractoi, Latinicon cavalry, Varangian guard, each with specific traits and historical contexts. They also benefit from a larger variety of hybrid units that combine spears with bows or javelins, reflecting their tactical doctrine of flexibility over brute force. 2D assets have received a full polish. Now every faction boasts custom unit cards, general portraits, and coherent design language for armor, helmets, cloaks, and tunics. There are hundreds of unique character faces, from minor generals to governors and diplomats. And these aren't just for flavor, they're part of an effort to make every character feel like they come from a lived-in world. Banners of flags have been entirely redone, not just recolored, but retextured and redesigned to match real heraldry from the 12th century. Whether you're marching under the blue and gold of the Hospitaller Knights or the crescent banners of Saladin, the field becomes a mosaic of political identity and religious zeal. Also, the animation system really deserves some special mention here. Dei Agminum incorporates bowstring animations, dual-wield mechanics, charging variations that bring Total War's dated engine closer to a modern feel, and the attention to detail such as animated crucifix necklaces on Hospitaller Knights or chainmail veils on Seljuk guards adds both realism and immense personality. Finally, battle maps have seen a massive redesign as well, tailored to the new campaign regions, of course. With the expansion into Greece, Arabia, Libya, terrain variety has increased. Expect more desert ambushes, narrow mountain passes, urban combat in brand new cities. It's all going to be absolutely amazing, especially when they replace models for Jerusalem, Antioch, Cairo, Constantinople, making battles feel geographically rooted, not just mechanically difficult, but also just realistic as well. Dei Agminum version 5.0 is also hopefully due to release this year. It aims to further deepen both playable factions and the emergent geopolitical dynamics. For the first time, European and Islamic factions will be added: Republic of Venice, Kingdom of Cilicia, Kingdom of Georgia, the Abbasid Caliphate. Non-playable emergent powers will include the Latin Empire, Mamluk Sultanate, the Crusader hordes triggered by major crusading events. Jerusalem and Antioch will receive focused improvements, while new mechanics will bring in Catholic Crusade calls, minority agents, and clerical actions. The Teutonic Order, Knights of St. Lazarus, Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, and ancillaries of Richard and Philip will be given specific campaign roles. Regional structures such as the Theodosian Walls in Constantinople and Armenian Apostolic religion will further enrich diversity. And the modders will also be expanding the campaign map even further into Georgia and Azerbaijan, along with updated strat map models and city models for key cities, mechanics supporting scripted events like the Ayyubid attack on Damascus in 1175, the Third and Fourth Crusades, and a Mamluk uprising are part of the roadmap as well. More minority agents, assassins, Greek Orthodox and Armenian spies, Jewish merchants, Coptic diplomats will be introduced under a new religious tolerance system, and of course mercenary units such as the Nubian archers, Nubian swordsmen, and Khwarezmian cavalry that will all diversify battlefield options. Overall, I really like the look of Dei Agminum so far. It transforms the Crusades campaign in Medieval 2 into a rich tapestry of historical simulation with new terrain, authentic battles, deeply rooted faction identity. The mod's usage of voice lines, campaign map wonders, and new religions demonstrates both technical innovation and a commitment to immersion as well. And with version 5.0, Dei Agminum will not just grow, it will become a dynamic, expansive world with additions of Venice, Georgia, Abbasids, along with emergent powers like the Latin Empire or Mamluks, mean a campaign filled with both predictable and unpredictable moments of historical drama. If built correctly, this mod could become the most comprehensive Crusade simulation ever created for Medieval 2. And that's essentially it for today, guys. If you're interested in trying out the mod, I've dropped a link below to the ModDB page where you can download it really easily. Installation is very simple, and just boot it up and get started. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, give it a like, drop any thoughts or questions in the comment section below, and let me know what you think about Dei Agminum for Medieval 2. I highly suggest you go check it out. Subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.